What do you want me to do for you?
I want to see again.
Then see. Your faith has made you well.
I can see. I can see. I can see.
Dearly beloved in Jesus Christ, welcome to the reflections of 30th Sunday in Ordinary Time, Year B. In today's Gospel, we have a narration where Jesus restores the sight of a blind man named Bartimaeus. Jesus is on his way to Jerusalem, and the incident took place in a place called Jericho. Jericho is just 15 miles away from Jerusalem. Hence, Jesus is at the end of the road to his Passover. It was customary for the rabbis of those days to teach the people while on their journey. Hence, obviously, there is a large crowd gathered around Jesus. And amidst this crowd, there is a cry of this blind man Bartimaeus for mercy, and Jesus rewarded him. When we clearly understand this gospel passage, we will come to know Bartimaeus' plea was desperate and definite one. First of all, his plea for mercy was a desperate one. We know he is desperate because of the two evidences of the gospel passage itself. The first one is he cried aloud for mercy even after the mob tried to silence him. And the second evidence we have is he threw off his cloak and ran to Jesus for plea. He was so desperate that he did not want to lose this chance of being healed of his blindness. That's why he ran to Jesus for mercy. Here we have a lesson to learn for our life. When we have a desire to achieve something, that desire must be a desperate one. Often, when our desires are not desperate ones, they remain as just a wish. A wish can be fulfilled or may not be fulfilled, but if it is desperate desire, there is no way we will find out a way to get to that point. That's why Bartimaeus was given his sight. Once there lived a young man with his widowed mother at the base of a hill. They were poor and they lived on farming. On a windy day, a big stone rolled down the cliff of the mountain, and his mother was hurt so badly. Her spine was damaged and she was paralyzed. The devastated, heartbroken young boy couldn't do anything. He could not take her mother for a better treatment because he was poor. And to his consolation, there lived an old man in the same village who came to help him. This old man was known for curing many illnesses with the herbs and roots, all the natural medicines that they get in and around that hill area. The old man assured, I can heal your mother provided you go to the top of the hill and get a particular herb that is needed for the medicine. And he added, I am an old man, I cannot go for bringing that. So he sent this young man, and along with him, he also sent one of his assistants to help this man on his endeavor. They both started their journey towards the peak of the hill. As they proceeded, they found it very difficult, and the scorching sun impeded them, and the hunger and thirst also became a block. After the half of the way, the helper who came with this young man gave up, saying, "I can't walk anymore." But this young man told himself, "For him it is a duty, but for me this is a desperate need for my mother." And thinking this, he walked ahead, experiencing all the odds, and reached the place, brought the medicine, and saved his mother. Dear friends, the young man in the story was desperate for his mother's care, and he saved his mother. Similarly, Bartimaeus in the story was desperate for his sight, and he was given it. That's why, dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, in our life too, when we are desperate for God, we will be granted all the things that we are needed. His need or desperate need was supported by the faith in Christ. Hence, there happens a miracle. We have a number of examples in the gospel itself where desperate need or faith of some people could get them the blessings of Christ. For instance, Syrophoenician woman mentioned in Mark chapter 7. She was very desperate for the health of her only daughter. Remember, Jesus equated her with a dog, but she would not give up. That was the desperate need of her or desire of her. That's why Jesus instantly granted her wish. We have another example in the person of Zacchaeus, the tax collector from Jericho. He too wanted to see Christ, and his desire was so much that he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore tree. And Jesus immediately told him, "Today this house has a salvation." Therefore, let us desperately long for Jesus' love and be rewarded by him. Secondly, Bartimaeus' cry for mercy was a definite one, which means he knew what he wanted. He said, "Lord, let me see again." He knew what he wanted. He needed his sight. When we go to a dentist, we will not tell the dentist to extract any tooth, but only that which is diseased. This should be our relationship with Christ. Sometimes our admiration, love towards Christ becomes a vague respect without any clarity. But we are told we need to have a distinct clarity of our relationship with Christ. When we go to Jesus, we should be desperately definite as Bartimaeus in the gospel. Only then things will happen. Therefore, in a nutshell, let us take to heart. Our love towards Christ should be desperate, our faith in Him should be strong, and our prayer should be definite. Let God bless all of us.